Tapping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
He's got it. They'll see that opening drive field goal and raise it a touchdown, and that makes it 7-3. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes. Out comes this offensive unit as they get set to take over here. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them want to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick other than the extra point. That's it.
They'll look to throw here on first down. Wide open receiver, complete. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. Three receivers to the left, one to the right. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down, because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. Looking sideline, incomplete.
And that one was knocked away, and I think the defender's going to be a little upset with themselves. They made the play on the football, but that one felt like a forced pass by the quarterback. Thought he had someone open. He really wasn't. Maybe an example of having too much confidence in his receiver that no matter what.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up third. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
Out of the gun now on third down. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a fourth down.
That's certainly playing down and distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to... Now hang on here. Timeout called by the defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short, no good, and this score will stay right where it is. So distance not the issue there. He had plenty of leg to get it there. It's that darn upright getting in the way.
Always gets in the way of a good time, doesn't it? Because he hit it square, too. Sometimes you can bank one in if you get it on the end of the football. No such luck there for him.
Now this offense ready to take over again. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offense coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Throwing left side, it's complete. And he takes this one down all the way near the 30. Here with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin. It's Orlando in possession of the football here to begin quarter number 2. And they've got it here with a first down. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. In motion left here, one of their tight ends. And he'll give it here to his running back. And some room to work. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. And that one is going to set the offense back. Going to give this time to the tailback. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. All week in practice, they stressed grounding, pounding the football, and they really executed it well there to get the first down.
That usually means getting back to being physical in practice, because when you emphasize pounding the football, it doesn't really come together unless you practice it the same way you're going to play it in the game. That means more bodies, more pads, and a whole lot of popping last week, and they got it done in the game.
Watching that body, set, blue landed, watching that body.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. A great play there with another touchdown, number 24 on the year. And his guys are going to add on to their lead. Not a bad start for him. 2 drives for the offense, 2 rushing TDs.
Almost like he's in the percussion section in the band, isn't it? Got a little oomph, right? Got a little crash, got a little bang. He's got it all as he gets to the end zone. Second rushing touchdown, as you noted, on 2 drives. He's off to a terrific start.
Okay, you ready? Wait for it. And now back out comes the offense. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
10 yards still left on second down. And nobody was open downfield there. Looked like a pretty clear throwaway.
Yeah, definitely was that. I'm wondering why there wasn't intentional grounding. I know they're saying there's a receiver there in the area. Those darn quarterbacks, they get away with everything.
Spoken like a true defensive back, Mr. Davis.
Did that come out?
It did.
Okay.
And he comes back with one complete. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there. If he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback who has to slide and find open space to throw.
And he went in route there from the slot for the completion.
Love how he runs his routes, because it's all setting up your defender. Give him a little something one way, take it the other way. Head and shoulder fake. Sometimes you make one step to the outside, then break it inside. Really well-run route.
Now a play fake here on first down. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a third down. 2 minutes gone by, second quarter. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
I thought guys that were over 30 weren't supposed to run the football this well in the National Football League. How about that veteran leadership? A big-time run combined with some nice blocking by his offensive line. showing that the ins and outs of being a veteran still has his place in this league. His odometer is not totally turned over yet.
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. A gain of 6 there on first. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play. But what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4. And now whistles here and a flag down. Looked like someone got going a little early. Now play number 8 on this drive, and they need 9 yards to pick up the first on 3rd. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. The 21 yards there as they convert on 3rd. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
A pickup of 4 on first down. It'll be 2nd and goal. Long drive. The defense just cannot seem to catch a break and get off the field. Offensive line wasn't set. There's the flag, and 5 yards back they go.
Quarterback has to look around and make sure that his team is ready to go. Sometimes the quarterbacks go faster than is necessary.
So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down. 2nd and goal now from the 8. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he is going to lose yardage here. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that is going to set up 3rd and goal. Now from back at the 9 after that last play, this is 3rd and goal. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. Back to more NFL action on EA Sports after this. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll pay a visit to Larry Ridley in Orlando with our EA Sports halftime report. They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. And it's caught. Touchdown. Their big-bodied receiver. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And his guys are able to make this a close game again.
Okay, the highlights are going to show the guy throwing it, the guy catching it, and ended up in the end zone. And how about those big guys up front that allowed that to happen? He had a ton of time to throw the ball.
He did. There's 2 sides to that coin, though. The O-line was great. D-line not very good.
And as well as coverage, because now you're really stuck in a bad spot. That much time to throw the ball, someone usually comes free.
This one fielded at the 5. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. And here now the offense heading back out there. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out. Brandon, that play ended so fast, it's almost as if the quarterback handed it to the runner, and the tackle was there right away for a loss of yardage.
And he'll be tackled at about the 35. 4 yards on the pickup there, and now they're left with a 3rd and 8.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. They'll look to throw here. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line.
Coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, Not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had to fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete.
It's nothing like pressure to affect the accuracy and the timing of a guy trying to throw the football. And on that play, they ended up flushing him to his left, contacted him as he's trying to throw the football, and that led to the incompletion.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. And he's taken down deep in their territory. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. And now a first down following that long gain.
Here we go now. 3-19. 3-19.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. And now it's 2nd and goal. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. A great effort there in the final seconds of the first half. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead.
That's one of the better examples of clock management I've seen. Whittled it all the way down just about and still put the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, just a methodical drive and something really to take into the lockers here. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. They'll throw now on the final play. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And incomplete on the deep ball. So we have reached halftime here in an 11-point contest. As we send you on to Orlando, we hook back up with Larry Ridley. He's got our EA Sports halftime report. So this guy's just sitting there, right? He's got like 30 hot dogs in front of him. And what's that? Apparently we're back. Okay, so Larry's halftime show got cut off. Sorry, we were doing story time here in the booth. We are ready, though, for the 3rd quarter. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Out comes the defense now here back onto the field. They're losing here as we begin the 3rd quarter, trying to stop this from being a bigger deficit.
And I used to play for a coach who always talked about getting the other team's attention. And in this case, they want to let them know that you're going to do the dictating from here on out, not the other way around.
Trying to impose their will as we start the 3rd.
And there's a nice stop for the defense. They've had a tough time containing this guy all game long, but maybe they can build a little bit off of that play, a little bit of confidence, a little bit of momentum. Yeah, every now and then you can actually tackle that guy.
Throws a quick hitter on the slant. That's complete. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets. 3rd and 5, so they bring in an extra defensive back.
Expecting pass. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
And fits the exact right word. Over the middle, there's almost always traffic, so anytime you're a receiver in that area, you're not just focused on catching the football. You're wondering where the collision's going to come from, right? Because there's almost always someone there able to concentrate catch it, and even added a little extra at the end with a short run.
They find some open field here. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it'll be second down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And a loose football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a fourth down.
And that's one of the few times they've been able to contain him. He's had a heck of a game, and maybe he's getting a little bit tired from how many times he's carried the ball. But I always think back to what all those old coaches say. The ball's not that heavy. Keep carrying it, kid.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5.
Now let's go. Blue landing. Blue landing.
Out of the gun. They'll look to throw. And a quick throw here. That's complete. And touchdown! Their big tight end. His second touchdown on the season. And his guys are going to add on to their lead. Big 4th down conversion for the score, and the defense, that is a tough pill to swallow.
Big time for them. How about them just deciding to go for it on 4th down? And, okay, forget the field goal, because that looked like an easy 3 points. Yeah, you might have had a defensive breakdown in there, but they pressed the issue and found a way to get it into the end zone. Give them big credit for that.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. He'll look to throw. Going right side here, and that's complete. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. So a peek at the numbers, and the comparison shows you, it was a great game last week. A lot to talk about. In fact, a big feature on him in the local paper today, but it just hasn't came to pass again.
Wonder about preparation this week, because when you have a big-time game the week before, do you keep your same preparation, or do you think, I'll just go out and get it done again? And you know the team that you're playing watched that film.
Absolutely. And
they saw all the damage that he did. They wanted to make sure they were able to cover him in a big way. It didn't matter how many people it was going to take.
This is away, and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. And this one will sail out of bounds. It'll depend on the spot here. But the side judge says that went out at the 7-yard line. Time for this defense now to get back on the field. And with this deficit, let's be honest, it's time for them to get a stop.
And partners, you understand very well from our time together visiting with coaches, defensive coordinators tend to be a little more emotional, a little more high-strung than others.
They are.
I have a feeling that speech came out about taking a stand and bowing up in this possession.
Yeah, that's where this word pride comes out, right?
In a big way.
They're going to hurry back to the line now. They come out here in the eye. And they'll bring the big tight end across the formation left. And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll take this one up to about the 13. 7 yards on the carry. Make it 3rd and 4 coming up.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run.
Down the numbers. There he goes. He's at the 40, 20, 10, 5, And he cuts left, and he's got an alley. And all the way in for the touchdown. A big play there. His 26th touchdown, drawing even with Marshall Faulk for the 4th most in a single season. And that rushing touchdown, his 4th, puts him just one shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it. But he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Now this offense ready to head back out there. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Only a yard on the pickup there, so it leaves him needing a conversion here on 3rd and a tough 9.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. A gain of 19 and picking up the first. So he makes the grab and the chains move forward.
Nice job by the offensive line giving them time to complete that first down pass.
And he'll give it here to his running back. Oh, he's got some breathing room. There he goes, left side. Touchdown. A great play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And his guys are able to close that gap just a bit.
When you know you've got a home run hitter on your side of the ball, and you know that he can score from anywhere on the field, it usually inspires the rest of the guys to do their jobs even better. That resulted in a lot of great blocks downfield because they knew if they gave him space, he could do exactly what he did, put the ball in the end zone.
That's fielded in the end zone. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. They go play action here on first down. And he finds a man on the crossing route. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Back live here now in Salt Lake City, as it looks like we are just about set and ready to begin with the 4th.
And they just hit another big completion there, and I think in days gone by in the NFL, you might have asked, is this a little bit of overkill? Is this rubbing it in? I don't think people feel the same way nowadays.
The age-old argument. Touchdown! A great effort there with touchdown number 27. That ties Priest Holmes for the 3rd most in a single year. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead.
That long run for a touchdown is a great example of if you get it back to the 2nd level, anything can result, and it's usually something good.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So out now comes the offense back onto the field. And they're going to need another score. Got one last time, but still down here.
When you're playing catch-up, every possession becomes crucial, doesn't it? It's vital. Get back out on the field, punch it in the end zone again. They know it's not easy, but what they do have going for them, they did score the last time. They think they've got a good formula working.
And what about the defense?
Well, now you're just saying to yourself, okay, give up a score last time. What adjustments do we need to make to slow them down now and get the ball back for our own offense? Is it more pressure? Is it more zone? What do they have to do? They're trying to figure that out themselves.
We'll see if they can figure that out right here. the play fake. He'll look to throw. And he's got it. Got his man on the end route. Complete. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line.
All right, you've had to put up with me in this booth. I'm going to try and be simple this time and succinct. It simply has not been their night.
No, I think that fumble's kind of indicative of how this whole evening's gone, isn't it?
Without a doubt. I mean, they've tried, but nothing has ever really taken throughout the game. That's why they're down so big.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. It'll be a loss of 10, and it'll bring up second. Defensive end gets in there that time. They were in a 4-3. What's the responsibility of the ends versus the tackles there, Charles?
Well, most of the time when you talk about the ends, they're your pass rushers. They're the guys that you turn loose to try and get to the guy who's going to throw the football. The tackles, usually more of the run.
Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, they get a fourth quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. Give them 11 on the game there, and that'll be good enough for the first. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Back to throw here. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he's able to get up here to the 26. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll make it second down. Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
He's got time. Look at the time. And, boy, that one drops incomplete. But if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble.
And right now I take my rudimentary kindergarten skills and draw where the tackle box would be, because that was close. I thought he was in the tackle box. He has to be very careful when he gets rid of the football from that spot.
Yeah, they say there was a receiver in the area, though.
Yeah. There's always a receiver in the area.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Now they go screen. It's complete. Oh, he faked him with a juke. Now he's got some room. That one goes for 36 yards.
As we continue to advance in the NFL, as people continue to scout players, they really don't care as much about body types as they care about those guys who can make people miss, run through tackles, and gain all that additional run after catch. Anybody who has that ability, they want them on their team.
Now a play fake here on first down. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. Second down. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. He'll try again with the arm here on second down. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's third. Defense has set themselves up nicely. 3rd and 10 now.
Not too many things get to a quarterback of this magnitude, but I think it's safe to say that pressure can get to any quarterback.
Now, he's obviously a great franchise quarterback, but felt the pressure, threw it incomplete. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs. Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive. On first down, he'll drop to throw. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. Play number 9 set to come here on the drive on 3rd and 2. So the false start will back them up 5. An 8-play drive to this point. So here's play number 9 on 3rd and 7. Back to throw again. Finding time. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll have the first down, getting this one to the 14-yard line. Well, they've had a great, impressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues.
And not only do you continue the drive, which is demoralizing for the guys on the defensive side of the ball right now, but you make your own defense happy. They're able to get a little more rest over on the sidelines while this one continues downfield.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. And a really long drive here, and it goes on and on. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down. And if they want to keep this drive alive, they'll need 8 yards here on 3rd down. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Surveying the field. And it's caught. Touchdown. Their dangerous wide receiver. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And his guys are able to cut into that deficit. So a tiptoe catch back in the... They had to go to the monitor, get an extra look. That's what the technology is for. And this touchdown will count. And he'll bang that one through. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. Did the kicking team get it? Yes. The onside kick works like a charm. So the onside kick is recovered. And we drop you into the start of this next possession. The score, 7-0. Now this offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I'm here, my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making...
Now defensively here, we're going to get a timeout. And now following that timeout, the defense back out onto the field. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he'll cut it out to the sideline. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. A great play there with his 20. And we drop you into the start of this next possession. The score, 7-0. Out comes this offensive unit as they get set to take over here. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation.
That's caught inside the 20. And touchdown. A big play there. His 5th touchdown. Drop you into the start of this next possession. The score, 7-0. They'll come out in the pistol. Now it looks like he'll throw here. He's going to try and go deep again. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. A big...
Let's go, interception, baby, let's go!